Hey guys, good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us and coming on to hear a little bit more about our company, kind of who we are, what we do, and especially in this climate that we find ourselves in. It is just very, very chaotic. A lot of people are struggling. If you look at things that are happening in the economy, it's not looking great right now. So I just want to thank you for taking the time out to come and listen. And I'm going to share a little bit about what we are about. And I'll tell you a little background about myself. My name is Barbara Anderson. I'm a senior vice president with our company. I'm also a founder of our company as well. I've been doing this for the last 18 years. So as you can imagine, I've seen kind of lots of funny things that's happening in the industry. My daughter is going to be 21 years old this coming month end, and that's how long I've been around doing this. But again, it is very much about me helping to get more people engaged, helping to get more people to understand the financial journey that they're on. And hopefully, as I share this with you, you will also see the value of what I'm doing. I was introduced to this business model, as I said, 18 years ago, and a friend of mine rang me up and invited me to one of the sessions. She wanted me to come and have a look and see if I was interested in raising my income. And I went along and I saw it, and I decided I wanted to be a part of the business because I saw an opportunity for me to raise my income. I was working full time. I'm a qualified accountant. By the way, before you think that I'm great at money, I failed maths 4 times. Guys, that's how rubbish I was at numbers. I failed 4 times. However, I got into the business myself, after failing maths. And I mean, I was working, well, pretty much most of the week, really. I did a full time job as an accountant. I also worked part time, 2 evenings a week. I also went to college 2 evenings a week. I was a single mother with a 3-year-old at the time when I started the business I mentioned earlier. And the thing about it is, guys, as things have changed and have gotten crazier, we're recognizing more and more the need for people to really, really do something about their financial situation. And as I said, as I go through this, I'm hoping you will see what I saw. And at the end of all my sessions, I always understand that one of three things will happen. One, you will see the need for an income, and you will see how you can use this as an opportunity to raise your income. That's one. Number two, you can look at the services that we offer and think they're valuable, that you could use the services as well. Or number three, this could be beneficial to someone as well who could benefit from the additional income and be able to do something amazing for their family as well. So thanks again for joining me. And I'll go through this. Will only be about 20 minutes. And at the end, I'll give you a chance to have a chat with me. I will give you the option to arrange a session so you can get your questions answered. All right, because I know we can't answer everything in 20 minutes. All right, so thanks for that. Our company is called Jenny Star, and as I mentioned, I'm one of the founders. Jenny Star came out of two words, which is Genesis, which is the beginning, as we all know, and Star for creating leaders. So we were looking to create a business that would help people to be financially independent, but also to be able to help people to understand their finances. So in essence, we are a financial planning business. So we teach families how to be more effective with finances, teach them how to use their financial products and services better. That is really what we do, guys, in a nutshell. We're fully regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. As you can see, our registration number is there, 472050. So unlike a lot of businesses out there, we are regulated. So if we were to mess up, just like your banks, your building society, your insurance companies, or any other financial services company, we are regulated. So if we did anything that was untoward, the FCA would be there to catch us. So you should think in yourself that should give you just a little sense of satisfaction knowing that we're a fully regulated business. And if you do come on board with us as well, as part of raising your income, if you were to use this as part of your strategy, then what you will see is that you will also be fully regulated as well. We have been running since 2007. So we've been around for a little while now. And one of the thing about it is we don't believe in going out and placing big ads on billboard that costs money. The company believes very much as we're teaching people how to plan their financial lives and teaching them how to use financial products and services better, and also helping them to put those products and services in place. The company strongly believes that the money should be paid to the people who are seeing the clients and who are creating the financial plan. So that is why you won't see us on billboards. We're not planning to go on TV. Our business has grown significantly as part of what we do. I am currently the number one female income earner in the company. So that gives me the chance to really help more people. And it's part of my crusade and my mission is to really do something significant, not just for my family, but for the lives that I meet along the way as well. So if you're looking at the news, you would have seen this. By the end of the year, our gas and electricity will in fact hit 2000, and some people have already hit 2000. If you're thinking that a lot of people are now paying up to £200 a month for their utilities, that's in excess of £2,000. And in October, we were expecting another big increase. So imagine the government has removed the cap and said to these companies, hey, you guys can charge whatever. My electricity and gas company has just contacted me and asked me to increase my direct debit from £99 to £149. So I don't know if, like me, you've seen that impact on your budget. If you look at national insurance went up by 1.5% in April, which means you then lost 1.5% of your income in April as well. Base rate is now at 1.25, which means if you have a mortgage, that is pushing an extra anywhere between 50 up to £100 a month extra onto your mortgage payments. And if you're renting, then it means that the companies or the people who you're renting from will want to offset those costs of the increase in their mortgage. That means you might come around to having your renewal for your tenancy agreement, and you'll hear that, hey, it is going up in price as well. Rate of inflation is now at about 9–10% at the moment. So if you look at everything, go to the supermarket, and I'm sure you've been to the supermarket. I'm not going to ask you, have you been to the supermarket recently? Of course you've been. And if you look at what you can get, you spend £100 and you're looking at the bags and you're going like, where's the rest of my shopping? And the things that you really want to be doing, the extra ice cream for the kids, the extra lolly for the kids, you know, you just got to start going home and start making your own drinks and freezing it now, because things have changed so significantly in terms of where the economy is going. And guys, on a more serious note, how are you set? Are you prepared for an extra £500 being knocked off your income right now? Because the truth of the matter is, as all of these things happen, your income is being impacted, because it means that if the government is doing all of these things, your petrol prices are going up, everything is going up, and you're not getting a wage increase, how are you gonna get yourself on the right path? So think about it. Are you currently in a position to take a £500 a month pay cut? Chances are the answer is no. And this is why I want to share with you what I do, so that you can see how you can do that. In addition to that as well, look at some of the other things that's happening in terms of people being unable to work. And if you look at COVID and, you know, the impact that COVID had on people's finances, I just had a client whose claim was paid for her having a blood clot in her lungs. And the thing about it is that, you know, for a lot of people still over it because of COVID, suffering the long-term impact of COVID, this is really crazy. 1 in 10 people in the UK have no savings. 1 in 3 have less than £600 saved. You know, statutory sick pay is £95.85, and it's only payable for 28 weeks. 43% of employees' wages are reduced after 2 weeks to statutory sick pay, so down to the £95.85, and 1 in 6 firms reduce their employees' sick pay after just 6 days. So the question is, if you were off sick, how long would you get sick pay for? That's one. And number two, could you live on just your statutory sick pay? If you are sick longer and you start getting employee support allowance, what you see as £113.55, and it's only available if you have less than £6,000 in savings, which means for a lot of households, they'd be worse off by about £450 in a week. Again, I asked you the question, are you in a position that if you were off sick or if something were to happen, that you would be able to still pay for the bills, pay for your roof over your head, pay for your food, and pay for everything else long term? And some people always remind me that they get 6 months full pay at work, 6 months half pay. The first question is, can you live on the half pay? The next question is, after that 6 months is gone and you get to 12 months, could you live on £113.55 a week? And that's the question I want to ask you today. That is why putting yourself in a position that you have your income where you can survive whatever the climate, having passive income is very important as well. And that is why we look at how can we help to make a difference as financial planner. There are two sides. There's the fact that we're helping clients with their finances, but the other side is that we're also looking to train and develop more people, even on a part-time basis, that they could do something else for themselves. If you look at retirement, and it comes a lot quicker. You know, it's so funny. I went to bed and I woke up on the 31st of July, 2021, and I was 50 years old. 50 has just come just like that and tapped me on the shoulder. So as you can tell, in a few weeks' time, I'll be 51. So retirement is coming a lot quicker. I remember being 25 years old and thinking retirement is way, way in the future. Now I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, oh, What's going to happen if you take 100 people who start out at the age of 25 and look at what happens by the time they get to retirement? Only one will become wealthy. Four will be financially stable. Five will still be working. They say 36 die before retirement, and 54 end up being dependent on friends, family, or the government to be able to take care of themselves at retirement. Think about the things that you want now and the things that you want to do, and consider at retirement that you haven't yet done it and you want to do those things. Think about it. Will you be able to do that? A friend of mine said something to me once. She said, when you retire, you should still have a beach body. So think about, how much longer you are working. I met with, in fact, I went to get some awards done for my team, and the gentleman who owns the shop pulled me aside and he said to me, how long do you have to work for retirement? And I started telling him the various bands. And then I said, oh, by the way, if you're born after 1990, they're anticipating that you'll have to work till age 70. He goes like, there you go. So for a lot of people, retirement will be a thing of the past unless we start doing something about creating our own financial retirement, and not just depending on a pension either to do that. So if we think about where we're headed and where are you headed right now, then think about what will happen. Again, if you think about what we have left, being left behind by our parents and our grandparents, or what will we be able to leave for the future as well for those people, think about what's going to happen. The government in 2020 got 5.4 billion from people who died without a will. There's also another big area that people are not getting enough guidance in, and so being able to educate those people to plan for their legacy. Otherwise, it might be the last thing that people want to think about. They want to think about living, not legacy. However, we are not going to be here forever, so we've got to put the plans in place. But also, how do we empower and educate people that the government doesn't get the legacy that your grandparents wanted for you, your parents wanted to leave for you, or what you're going to leave for your children's children? Is the same thing. Is how do we plan for those things? And so that's part of what we look at as we're helping families. That's part of the thing about how can we help them. So we look at all of those problems, and we realized that in order to fix that, we had to come up with a solution. For our business to be effective, we have to create something that was going to be able to help everybody. So we created a financial game plan that look at every area of someone's financial life. It look at the goals they have. It looks at the things that they want to achieve, and then we help them to put the plan in place and to implement that plan. Some of those things could be them saving and investing for their future. It could be them protecting themselves and their family. I mentioned income protection earlier. That's another big area. So again, we look at all of those things: buying your first property, buying your second property, buying your 10th property, helping your children to get on the property ladder. So these are things that we look at. We're able to help our clients to put in place, and you come on board, you'll be able to learn these things as well for yourself, that you can use them for your own personal life. That's the beautiful thing about it, is that you will be able to learn it here as well, to be able to implement it in your life. And at the same time, you'll be able to help others to put their financial house in order, and you can generate an income all in your own time. So I'm not telling you need to quit your job or anything like that. I'm just telling you that you've got an opportunity here that you can earn an income without doing any of that. So if we look at the opportunities that Jenny Star is offering, we have our introducer program. As an introducer, all you do is simply refer. We mentioned some areas there earlier that I know is important: savings and investment, planning that if we were unwell, what would happen to our income, creating financial plans so we have something that we can work for. If you're going to build a house, you get an architect, right? And then you get a plan that's properly created, and you get it looked at and you get it approved. It's the same thing that we're able to do. So as an introducer, you're able to show someone else how this could work, and you don't have to meet with them yourself. So if you're really, really strapped for time, then guess what? We have an introducer program. We've also got our part-time business opportunity, and with part-time is 6 to 8 hours roughly. You could do 10, you could do 15, you could do whatever you want in a week, but we've just created an opportunity that it could be very part-time, it could be just as an introducer, but then we have the opportunity for you to own this as a business. Pretty much like having a franchise. So, you might have a Subway franchise, whatever franchise, or Costa if you're into coffee, whatever it is, McDonald's if you're into that kind of thing. So whatever you're looking at, But Jenny Star has created a business model that you can be an introducer, you can work part-time, or you can create a business where you own it as a franchise. So when you're no longer here, it still remains in your family. That's the beautiful thing about it, and also give you the opportunity to have the passive income from the business as well. So I'm sure you'll agree that a large number of people in the UK, they say there's 65 million people in the UK. So I'm sure you'll agree that a large number of people needs this education, especially in the current climate that's going on. It's amazing that with everything that's going on, all we're talking about and looking at right now is who's going to be the next prime minister. For a lot of people, that's not even important. What they're thinking of is, how am I going to pay my bills next week? How am I going to have something that my children going back to school in September, that they will have something, they're going to get some new shoes, they'll get some new shirts, they will have something to go back to school and still look okay. For a lot of people, that's what's important. But right now, there are lots of distractions around the economy and everything else. And so we're looking at how can we position ourselves to help those people. And with your help, I'm sure we can. So here are some income examples as well. As an introducer or during your training process, you can make anywhere from £250 to £500 in a month on a part-time basis. Just through introducing, you don't have to do anything else except refer people for this financial education. Once you're licensed, it means you're fully licensed representative. You're on the Financial Conduct Authority or the FCA register. Means you can sit with a client, you can create a financial plan for them, and you can help them to put their financial house in order and help them with the products and services that they need. We have our team leaders, our senior team leaders, and our group leaders, which is also positions that you can go to in the business as well, all in a part-time basis. And this is where you can train, you can supervise, you can do one-to-ones, you can do all of these different things, as well as seeing clients. You'll be able to help develop and train other people to be able to go out, because there's not enough of us. I'm telling you, there's not enough of us to help people. Sometimes I look at my diary and I go like, oh my God, I've got 10 or I've got 15 appointments in that I've got to squeeze in. Once I finish now, I've got 3 more appointments this afternoon. So again, it is very much about accommodating people. As a vice president, I mentioned you're full-time, and there's also bonus, and you have ownership of your business. I am a senior vice president in the company. Again, it's an earned position. It's not something I was given because I was a founder. So again, all of these are positions that you can actually get yourself to within the business, and we're happy to show you how to do that. Now, looking at the opportunity itself, now there is no monthly subscription. So you don't have to worry and said, well, how much per month do I have to pay? There are no monthly subscriptions here. Once you come on board, your application fee is one-off, so there are no monthly subscriptions. You don't have to buy products that you need to go sell to anybody. Our business is very much about financial products and services, and that's what you'll be trained and licensed to do. Or if you're just an introducer, you'll be able to refer those business. There are no targets either. We're not setting your targets and telling you must hit target. This is not what this is about. This is about how much money would you like to make and how many people would you like to help. And our application fee currently is £40. It's normally £140. If you've ever had a background check done, if you've done a DBS or whatever it is, I believe it's called something else now. Then what you will see right now is that it costs more than £40 to do that. So currently we have been subsidizing it since the beginning of the year. We started subsidizing it to give more people the opportunity to come on board. And again, that is a one-off application fee. It is not something that you will continue to pay. It's just for your background check, which is fraud, terrorism, and money laundering. So guys, I know I've run through that quite quickly, but what I want to see is, how do you see yourself? How does this fit into your plans, and how would it really help you? Could you see the opportunity for the income? Could you see the opportunity for growing a business? Where do you see it? So I'm going to put a little poll up on my screen here, and all I want you to do is to choose which one best applied to you. Are you interested to hear a bit more about our introducer program? Would you like to hear more about the part-time income opportunity? Would you like to hear more about how you can use this to become a business opportunity? Or would you like to hear more about how does the financial game plan work? So in a nutshell, guys, we will, this is really much a summary of what we do, and we'll sit with you, and then we will go through and we'll share with you all the business background and all the things you need to do to make it happen. So I shut up for a minute. We're now at 20 past. So I shut up for a minute and get you a chance to complete this as well. Thank you very much for listening to me. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for doing that for me. If you're on your phone and you're struggling to get this completed, not a problem. Just drop a text message to the person who invited you on today and let them know you're unable to complete this. And then they can arrange, kind of a one-to-one conversation for you to get your questions answered. And then we see how it goes from there. I do look forward to welcoming you and having a chat with you. And I wish you will enjoy the best of the weekend. Try and avoid the sun, try not to get burnt too badly this weekend, but I do hope you'll have a wonderful time and a safe weekend for you and for your family. So thank you very much for listening to me today. All right, bye-bye.